Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Hearthstone Ladder Climb. My name's Ikkaris, this is Ikkaris Gaming, and we are back today after a bit of an extended break with another episode of Hearthstone Ladder Climb. My apologies for the delay between videos. I was working on an extended project for my day job. Wasn't really able to get these videos out, but that's concluded, so now we are back. Today is episode 10 of Hearthstone Ladder Climb, where we will be reviewing my Hearthstone gameplay as I try to make my way up to Legend. This is also the first game that we're putting up since the new expansion launched, the Boomsday Project. And we're still running a Hunter deck. We are running the Deathrattle Hunter deck that is seeing a bit of popularity on the ladder. I know this is still very similar to our previous Recruit Hunter, with some tweaks here and there. There will be some other videos. I'm going to be planning to put up some Even Shaman and maybe even good old Mechathune Druid if we have time. So jumping into the game here. So we're matched up against a Druid, which is extremely popular on the ladder, especially with the new expansion out. Druid's got some great tools, very powerful deck types, but they do tend to be quite slow, which actually is going to favor us in this matchup, which is why we decided to keep the Stalker and the Play Dead, hoping that we'll draw into one of our eggs, our Devilsaur eggs, to get our 5/5 Devilsaur out early. We also held on to, we're glad that we drew Gluttonous Ooze as well, because a lot of Druids these days are running Twig of the World Tree in like a Malagos combo deck, and to be able to destroy it before they want it destroyed is pretty powerful. So we're pretty happy that we pulled that there. Now, unfortunately, we haven't really drawn any of our Deathrattle combo pieces, so we're just kind of going Candleshot, some hero power, hoping that we're going to be able to draw into Devilsaur Egg. Spider Bomb is one of the new cards for the new expansion. It's a 3-mana 2/2 that its Death Rattle is destroy a random enemy minion. Doesn't really help us too much against Druid, because these days these combo decks, these long, slow Druid decks, typically don't run a ton of minions. So we're not really going to be able to see much value. So we're kind of hoping that we'll be able to draw into a Devilsaur Egg to be able to get the Deathrattle off with Play Dead, and into our Terrorscale Stalker, and then potentially into our Carnivorous Cube as well, to try to get maximum value out of our egg. And lo and behold, we go ahead and draw the Devilsaur Egg. Not the greatest turn, because we have 2 mana. It would be ideal if we drew it on turn 6 to be able to play the Terrorscale Stalker, but we've got the Play Dead, so we're able to trigger the Deathrattle and keep our egg up. Now we also have, with our Terrorscale Stalker and even our Flanking Strike, you can use the Flanking Strike on your own egg to destroy it, trigger its Deathrattle, and get yourself another 5/5 Devilsaur. So he went ahead and pulled out the Ironwood Golem. Not a big problem. We can just use our combo of the Hunter's Mark, Candleshot, just delete that right away. Easy. Now we play our Terrorscale Stalker, get another 5/5 Devilsaur on the board, and this is what you want to do with this deck. It's not quite an aggro deck, it's not quite a combo deck, it's kind of a hybrid between the two, but it can function like an aggro deck as long as you have the pieces. One thing against Druid that we always need to be wary of is Spreading Plague. However, this deck does run Mossy Horror, and actually, apologies once again for not having the deck list available on the screen. I know, because we're on mobile, it's not really doable. But as always, the deck list will be in the description of the video, so you'll be able to see what we have there. So we do have answers for Spreading Plague. So now we can go ahead with the Carnivorous Cube, trigger our egg again, hit face with our Devilsaur and our Terrorscale Stalker, hero power. And so this is what Druid does not want. They don't, these decks, they want to have enough sustain to make it to the end game. And we don't know if this is Malygos Druid. It's obviously not Token Druid. We would have already seen some pieces coming out. The Ironwood Golem doesn't really tell us much, doesn't help us. And so here's what we were a little bit afraid of, the Spreading Plague. So we have a few options. We can either just try to brute force through it with our Devilsaurs. We do have a Hunter's Mark that we can play on one of the Scarabs to bring that down, so we can use the Flanking Strike on the Ironwood Golem, use our Terrorscale Stalker to clear that out of the way, and now we'll be able to get rid of 3 of these Scarabs. 2 by the Devilsaurs, 1 we can use our Candleshot or 1 extra damage, and now we still have another Flanking Strike to try to get rid of the next one and still save our minions. Hero power there just to put a little bit more pressure up to to keep the chip damage coming, to reduce the amount of time that Druid has to be able to pull off its end game combos. So Ultimate Infestation here, that's kind of unfortunate. Erases one of our Devilsaurs off the board. But again, he doesn't get max value, and we can see here that he has 10 cards in his hand, so he will mill 1 card here. Whatever card he mills will kind of give us some insight as to what type of deck this may be. So we go ahead and trade the cube into his ghoul, and kill it with our 1 damage Candleshot. We use the Flanking Strike on the egg, which is actually one of my favorite things to do because it's a huge board presence swing. You can, in one turn, 4 mana, you basically get an 8/8 by doing that, by getting rid of your egg, and hopefully, as we were able to earlier, get extra value off of the egg through the cube, through Play Dead. So this is kind of a great combo piece for us, and so we are in a pretty advantageous board position here. We're still kind of thinking of saving the Gluttonous Ooze in case Twig of the World Tree does come out, to be able to get rid of it early. He's going to play 2 Biology Projects. I think he's just trying to get cards out of hand. Probably doesn't want to overdraw. I'm assuming that there's got to be like a Malygos in the deck. There's got to be some kind of big minion that he's trying to hold on to for a combo piece. Plays Branching Paths, gaining armor. Again, this is what Druid. This is the whole. This is what the Druid basically wants to do with these decks, is just sustain long enough to be able to pull off the game-winning combo. So we use tracking to try to pull out whatever card we think we might need. We go with Deathstalker Rexxar. I'm not a big fan of tracking as itself because I really don't like discarding cards, but sometimes you need it just to be able to get the extra card, the right card that you might need. Again, we pull Deathstalker Rexxar, with the idea being that we can be pretty confident that there's another Spreading Plague in this deck. And so Dream Petal Florist. Now, this still doesn't really help us figure out what exactly deck this is. It could be Malygos, it could be Togwaggle. We're not sure, but again, he's only got 21 health available, and we're going to try to burn that down as quickly as possible. And so now we have King Krush available as well. I think we're kind of adding up the damage. So we have 3, 8, 11, 14 plus 8 with King Krush is 22 damage. Mm-hmm. He's got 21 health available. So again, the delay here is just me doing my math in my head. I'm not exactly the fastest, but we go ahead and play King Krush. Well, attack face. And it's GG. So in this case, we were able to do enough damage early. Again, it's not quite a combo deck, not quite an aggro deck. We were able to kind of aggro it out to be able to, end the game before this Druid was able to get all the pieces to be able to finish us in the end. So we're back up. We're at 15 rank with 4 stars. Silver Moon Guardian. Again, I know that there's been a bit of a delay between the last videos and now, but the goal now is to keep putting up content regularly, more or less every day. So stay tuned. We'll have some more videos for you coming up.